Hello and welcome back to Game Domain. Our top seller series is a fan favorite and one of our all-time personal favorites as well. This series is now well over 2 years old, and we have covered virtually every single major Nintendo console out there, as well as the Xbox 360. We thought that it was time to build off this series and expand our horizons by taking a look at different gaming categories to see what our top sellers are in the given category. We have 2 top sellers planned, this video and then a sister video which should come out a month or 2 from now. In each of these videos, we're going to be looking at the cream of the crop when it comes to video game consoles, and divide them into home consoles and handheld consoles. So, with that being said, in this edition of Top Sellers, we are going to be covering the greatest selling home console of all time, and subsequently, we will also cover the greatest selling handheld console of all time in a sister video down the line. Now, since we're listing the best-selling consoles, not games, the individual entry style will be a little bit different, meaning that we will just be talking about what made each console so popular and so great, and highlight a few of the best games on that specific console. Now, let's get into this brand new edition of Top Sellers. Honorable mentions. As we do for every Top Sellers, we are going to start off by taking a look at a few consoles that just missed out being on this Top Sellers list. Remember, this is not opinionated and is based strictly off of factual sales numbers on each console. Coming in at number 10 is the Xbox One, followed by the SNES at number 9, Nintendo Switch at number 8, the NES at number 7, and just missing out with 400,000 units sold is the Xbox 360 sitting at number 6. Alright, let's see what home consoles get to call themselves the home console line's top sellers. Number 5, PlayStation 3. Releasing in 2006, Sony's PlayStation 3 rivaled the likes of Microsoft's Xbox 360 right from the very beginning, launching the second phase of the Great Console Wars. Development for the PlayStation's third iteration began all the way back in 2001, leaving a 5-year development and creation period leading up to the subsequent launch of the console. The PlayStation 3 released alongside the Xbox 360 and outsold its competition by just 400,000 units sold. That generation of console war seemed to be won by the Xbox 360, however, with the following generation being won by the PlayStation 4 over the Xbox One. When the console was first introduced to the market, it was sold at the hefty price of $499.99 for the 20GB model and $599.99 for the 60GB model. The steep price was no shocker to gamers and required a lot of saving up and waiting years for discounts for most gamers out there. Some key features of the console included its Blu-ray capability and backwards compatibility. The console was criticized at first for its specs, but players and gamers alike quickly came around to the console and began to head to the stores in waves to pick up the new console in order to play the new generation's slew of titles. The PlayStation 3 is still fresh in the minds of gamers and is a big stir of nostalgia for the current generation of young gamers active on social media and gaming platforms worldwide. The current generation of intense gamers, high schoolers, college students, or people in their 20s, grew up with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 as their first or most familiar console. And for that reason, the PlayStation 3 will always be a popular console and remain in the hearts of gamers worldwide. Number 4, Wii. The lone Nintendo console on this edition of Top Sellers, the Wii, is Nintendo's most popular home console of all time. Every console generation, most gamers choose between getting Sony's new PlayStation console or Microsoft's new Xbox console. This choice sparks the Great Console War, the division between gamers that will last for all eternity over which console is better in that particular generation. Nintendo has always appealed to fan bases by launching a slew of first-party games that are only available on their consoles, prompting gamers to also get the latest Nintendo console in that given generation in order to spark up their sales numbers. Players came out in droves to pick up the brand new Wii, which was released right after the popular and successful handheld console, the Nintendo DS. The Wii built off the success of the fan-favorite Nintendo GameCube, and is arguably Nintendo's greatest and certainly their most popular home console of all time. The Wii brought along with it a slew of popular first-party titles, and the massive features of Wi-Fi connectivity and motion control controllers in the form of the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. These two features paved the way for the likes of future Nintendo home consoles to build off of, in the form of the Nintendo Wii U and the Nintendo Switch, even if the Nintendo Wii U was fairly lackluster overall. We actually just did a video detailing how great the Wii is as a console, so be sure to check out that video for an in-depth discussion and retrospective on the Nintendo Wii. The Wii sold 101.63 million units, making it the greatest selling Nintendo home console by far. Number 3, PlayStation. Every great thing has a beginning. Where there are multiple of something or series of something, there is always a beginning, an original that holds more nostalgia to a fanbase than anything. Sony is now on its 5th installment of the mainline PlayStation consoles, and before the PS5 set to release this fall, 4 different PlayStations all managed to have massive fan bases and followings that helped them attain gaming stardom. This is no more evident than with the original PlayStation, arguably gaming's first truly powerful home console. Released in 1995 in North America, the original PlayStation completely revolutionized the gaming scene. In just a decade, gamers went from grinding arcade games at the local pizza place to getting NESs for Christmas, and now they were experiencing the most powerful console yet, the PlayStation. A sleek controller design, powerful specs, and stunning line of games packed this console among the greatest of all time, and sparked a whole new market for home consoles, the first real and true competitor to the market that had been largely dominated by Nintendo for nearly a decade. The original PlayStation sparked Sony's reign of gaming dominance, and 5 sequel consoles that launched the greatest-selling series of home consoles in the history of gaming. The fandom of the original PlayStation is still around today, as any owners and hardcore players of the original console are still PlayStation lifers today, and have added to the unit sold count for each of the 4 successors. Yes, we know the PS5 isn't out yet, but it still will sell itself into the record books like the previous PlayStation iterations. The PlayStation consoles have also housed some great PlayStation exclusives, such as Spider-Man on the PS4, God of War on the PS4, the Gran Turismo franchise, and the MLB The Show franchise, just to name a few. The original PlayStation sold 102.49 million units, and will forever be cemented into the hearts of gamers for all of eternity. Number 2, PlayStation 4. We are hopping directly from a console driven by gamers' lust for nostalgia straight into the most modern and updated PlayStation yet, as of when this video is coming out. The PlayStation 4 was coming off the heels of what is regarded as more of a lackluster generation for PlayStation in the form of the PlayStation 3, as many believe that the Xbox 360 won the second iteration of the console wars. But as an Xbox lifer, it kills me to say this: Sony came out and created a console that almost tripled the Xbox One in popularity, carrying with it a state-of-the-art engine and power. This console was released to universal praise from the second it was released, contrary to the early criticism and hate that the PlayStation 3 got from the gaming fanbase and critics alike. Gaming developers and critics viewed the PlayStation 4 as a highly capable console for its time, and far superior to the Xbox One in regards to power and what they could do with their game on each console. Being the favorable console to gaming companies, critics, and developing firms, the console also was welcomed into gamers' houses to the tune of winning the 3rd console war by a long shot. Sales numbers between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 don't even compare, with the Xbox One having sold only 46.9 million units to the PlayStation 4's 110.4 million. The PlayStation 4 was a fantastic console, and did a great job at capturing the moment and putting across a powerful and enhanced gaming experience. And sadly, that will be overshadowed in a few months with the release of the all-new PS5. It was fun, PS4, but every good thing has to come to an end. Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you. Number 1, PlayStation 2. Now, the number 1 greatest selling home console of all time should be no surprise to most of you, as this console sold nearly 45 million units more than the runner-up PlayStation 4. Everybody always loves and will hold eternal nostalgia for the original of something, and the sequel largely gets overshadowed by that love. Few exceptions include, as we have stated many times on the channel, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Star Wars Episode 5: The Empire Strikes Back, Pokemon Gold and Silver, and the PlayStation 2. Yes, folks, that's right, the PlayStation 2 is the greatest selling home console of all time. The PlayStation 2 is one of the most highly regarded consoles of all time, and there are tens of millions of gamers who call it their favorite or even the greatest console of all time. Released in 2000, the PlayStation 2 completely furthered the revolutionization of the gaming market that its predecessor had done. Work for the PlayStation 2 began before the original PlayStation even hit the North American markets in 1995, which truly shows the effort that Sony put into making this console the greatest ever made up until that point. The PlayStation 2 was revealed in 1999 and was released just a year later, and certainly captured the hearts of over 100 million gamers worldwide. The PlayStation 2 is nostalgic to gamers of today, and will always feel like one of the greatest consoles of all time, and gets to don the title of the top seller of all the home consoles. Thank you for watching this edition of Top Sellers. Tell us what you thought of today's video down in the comments section below. Don't forget to click subscribe and leave a like on today's video, as well as check out some of our other recent uploads. Make sure you also check out the links in the description, as there you'll find the link to our Patreon and to join our Discord. Join our Discord to connect with our staff here at the channel, as well as participate in the great Domain Legion content we have going on there. Our Discord is open to all gaming fans, as we now have over 450 plus fans of the channel, and gamers talking about what we love to do every single day. So come on and join to participate in this great community. We would once again like to thank you guys for all of your incredible support, and thanks for watching today's video. We'll see you next time.